We are minutes away from patch 0.15 landing and the latest wipe in Escape from Tarkov, and the patch notes have now been released. All the big content creators are out there doing their own reviews of the patch notes, but I'm going to cover my expectations versus what we're actually getting, at least on paper. Of course, we won't truly know until we get into the game and see all the changes firsthand, which I will do a follow-up on. So jumping in, firstly we have the factory map rework. Honestly, I don't know what else to say other than this looks sick from the trailer and I cannot wait to explore it. Nothing really surprises me too much other than the outdoor areas around the plant, which would be really cool to see. I love the idea of a perimeter maybe, since the map is supposed to take place in or around the customs area, but let's wait and see. I was surprised to see new tasks will be added to the location. I can't think what this would be. Maybe shooter born in heaven objective now, perhaps, if it's a little bit bigger. But maybe BSG wanted to give players a reason to visit it, so it could be something super mundane. Let's wait and see. Now, the new boss, Partisan. I'm really excited for this, and the patch notes have only increased my excitement here with the lore that they've put into the notes. We already know he is tied to the new secret PMC karma mechanic, which I personally like. It's good to have some mystery in the game, as long as it's not a core mechanic like armor hitboxes or something. But BSG have expanded on his behavior in the patch notes, telling us he will hunt both scavs and PMCs with low karma, but also that nothing you do to him will affect your karma. I think this is great. A lot of players like to hunt bosses, so thankfully you don't have a restriction on this, at least him. I still have a suspicion that killing bosses could affect your PMC karma, but I don't want to go all tinfoil hat on you. I also like the idea of a more stealthy boss. Again, we'll have to wait and see how this plays out, but this could be a lot of fun to encounter, as long as it's nothing boring like just having silent movement as we see with cultists and Bird Eye already. A final note on karma, it seems there will be a sound effect to hint at your karma change. Perhaps a crow sound, some folks are speculating, but that would be nice to see, even if it's only indicative.
I can still hear it.
Next up is the map-to-map travel and the new post-wipe event. This isn't surprising, as Nikita did talk about this before, perhaps on the latest Tarkov TV, I think. But from the get-go there will be an event, and the objective will be to travel to each map in turn, probably excluding labs, without extracting. This will be done via the new map-to-map taxi system that will be implemented. Overall, I think this is quite a cool way to start the wipe. It just gives everyone more options on how to start the grind, and I personally might just skip the ground zero quests and jump straight into this event. Let's see. Certainly the most contentious addition this wipe are the tripwires. I really wasn't looking forward to this mechanic when they revealed this. In my opinion, it just adds another random and unexpected way to die without giving you a chance to learn, so it's a little toxic. However, as more details have emerged, I'm a lot less concerned about this mechanic. Don't get me wrong, I'm not looking forward to it still, but BSG have now revealed it can only be purchased by Jaeger after a questline completion. You cannot even find the item in-game, in a raid, that is to say, unless, I guess, you take one off a dead PMC perhaps. With this restriction to the availability, if it is a restriction and not just you can buy 12 per reset at 20,000 rubles or something, then it could be tolerable. Plus, they have confirmed that there will be a fuse timer, which matches the grenade's fuse timer, which a lot of folks speculated about, so maybe you can react to it once you hear it go off. Let's see. I remain skeptical. The reality in-game could go either way. A lot of the other features have been talked about previously. We knew about the bipods and weapon mounts, the new hideout zones, the cultist circle and gear rack. Unsurprisingly, the Unheard Edition players will get the cultist circle instantly. It just kind of fits the program, if you know what I mean. What is neat though, is that the items you can get from the cultist circle, which if you don't know, kind of acts like a scav case, can be biased towards items that you need for your active quests and current hideout upgrades. That is cool, and hopefully those players who can never get to their LEDXs for Crisis, for example, might be pleased with that. I'm not going to go into the weapons really. I'm not a weapons geek, particularly coming from the UK where culturally it's not really as big a thing as everyone over the pond in the US. What I was surprised to see though was 5 variants of Desert Eagle. Maybe these are just different builds, but I did not know there were more than one ammo caliber too, the .5 and the 357. Sounds like another way to load the wrong ammo type into a mag, which is just great. But let's see. A minor point, it was also good to see some new equipment and new armor getting added too. In the quality of life section, I'm really glad they've added as much as they did. The variable zooms for scopes, new hotkey options for selecting grenades and flashlight customization. This was expected, but not necessarily from day one, so that will be another great addition. The rest of the notes covered sound, anti-cheat, graphics, animations, and some balancing changes. And the coolest one for me is the removal of level 6 armor from traders. This is great. A lot of streamers have been crying for less availability of high tier armor, and that is very welcome for me. I hope they also restrict some of the level 5 armors too, to keep the game more about looting and less about buying, particularly mid-wipe, but it's a step in the right direction. They've also added more low pen ammo to flee, seemingly, which I assume is the flesh rounds, but I'm not close enough to what those would be. And that's all. I hope you found this content useful. If you did, or if you want to see more, drop a like, subscribe to my YouTube. I'm very new to content creation, but I do hope to be doing more content this wipe and on other random games. I'm also sometimes on Twitch, so you can find me there with the name DeeproCH. Thanks for watching, and good luck with the wipe.